as he's going to be talking on building a scalable startup solution with sales. Elijah Haastrup is the lead software engineer at Kudium. Please let's put a round of applause. Let's put our hands together as we welcome Elijah Haastrup. Elijah Haastrup. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Simi, for that talk. And you just made my work very easy. So, okay, so, is it showing up? Oh, okay. Let's text it. Let's test it. Moving. Okay. Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, so, as you can see, this is my first talk. And I came across this post last month on LinkedIn, and he was telling me your first workout will be bad. Trust me, I had cramps. Your first podcast will be bad. I tried recording myself. It didn't look good. Thank you. And this is my first speech. I think it's going to go well. But the truth is, you can't make the 100 without the first. Exactly. So this is me talking here, I'm just putting my fear aside, I'm scared as shit right now, you know what? But we're still going to do it. So we're here. So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So this has been the central topic of everyone talking, and I told you earlier, everybody has been making my work really very easy. And let me just not waste your time and just go straight to the point. The truth is, either you are a big tech, a small tech, or an indie hacker, you all have something in common: scaling. You all have to scale. But the problem is that the indie hackers and the startups has allowed the big tech to control the narratives of what scaling means, or what you need to do to scale. Okay, and that, trust me, has not been looking good for so many startups, but they still need to scale anyway. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, my name is Haastrup Elijah. And yeah, it's so hard trying to describe yourself, but I think this ones will do. I'm a JavaScript engineer, a lead software engineer at Kudium. Oh, I'm a husband as well. Thank you. Okay, so is Augustine in the building? So I really want to put it to your face. I strongly believe in open source, and I believe it's the future of software development. Come and kill me, I said it. So, okay, so this is my talk. This is what my talk is centered about: building a scalable startup solution with Sales.js. Yeah, so maybe we've been here, so let me just draw everybody back to the basics. What is sales? Just think about it as your Laravel in JavaScript. I think that will do. Don't think too much, okay? That will do. Then the next thing is the startup. Okay, let me play a game. So how many of you can actually tell me what the startup is? Like, anyone? Oh, come on now. But we all want to build one. No one? No one? Okay, go on. Thank you.
So a startup is a company that is just developing. That's how.
Any other person? That's just starting. Okay. We're just you mean booting up. So we're just gonna don't let me stress it too much. So startup is just business plus technology. Okay, so Taxi plus software, you have Uber. Hospitality plus software, you have what? Airbnb. Oh, everybody, you're catching up. That's good. Bank plus software, you have OPay. And today, almost every bank or banks, they are now hooked onto software. You can actually access your bank from your pocket. Okay, so that brings us to the next big word that everybody has been talking about, scale. So, you are going to indulge me here. It's scale issue. So you're going to indulge me here. So because I'm not a business expert, so I'm just a software developer. So I'm just going to tell you what I think about what scale is. It's a game. Okay? And the game is closing the gap or widening the gap between your cost and your revenue. That's just it. And I think Simi's talk really kind of paint the idea that, he made mention of something that you can't scale something that is not performance, is not secure, is not, but I thought I'm supposed to be doing security, I'm supposed to be doing performance, that's what makes me scale. But he said, you can't scale if you can't, that kind of separates the scaling from from all these other things that we do, right? Then you have to indulge me once again because I have other opinions, and that is this. I really want you, in order for you to go with me on this journey, I want you to think about scaling in a particular from a particular perspective. And that scaling is a marathon and not a sprint. Okay? And the truth is, how you run the first lap really determines everything. What you do with your MVP can really mess the entire journey up. You might never leave development. Okay? And I love to think of this as I'm thinking of it as a marathon. I want to break it down to they are in 3 phases. Okay, like stages in this. As you are running the marathon, you run the first lap, the second lap, the third lap. So I want us to think about scaling being in 3 laps. And the first one is you're building a valuable solution. That's the first lap. Almost every startup are there. Everybody's trying to come up with an MVP that works, that the users can, depend on, right? And that is the game. And the second phase is where you are breaking even. Now you have built something valuable and you want to break even. The truth is, you can't make profit if you have not covered the cost. So you first of all have to catch up with your cost, with your profit or with whatever you are making before you can even think about, profit. And that's the last lap. But the truth is, most people just want to jump. You want to building valuable products, you want to be asking people for money, and you want to market this shitty thing to more people so that you can make up for money. And when you do it, you end up spending so much money on a product that is not valuable that you are not sure it's going to break even, and you're trying to make profit because you are spending money on server. Who does that? So scaling strategy, the scaling strategy for me, for us to think about this in these 3 lights, scaling is about using the right strategy per the laps, okay? And the truth is that you can't start a marathon with sprint strategy, right? It's not sustainable. Imagine you just, on your mark, get ready, go, and you start running at the full speed. I'm sure you're not going to finish the race. It's just so obvious. And today I'm going to be dwelling on a part of scaling, okay? Because I told you earlier, I'm talking about building a scalable software with Sales.js. And I'm borrowing this I'm borrowing this idea from Luke Wealth. If you had gone through the previous version of Sailsconf, you would see this talk, MVP ASAP, Luke Wealth, the CTO, I think, the CTO of, forgotten the name of it, I think, Fleet. I can't really say for sure, but I think I saw him working with Fleet. Okay, so the idea is a lot goes into building a startup, okay? But I'm not a business person. I don't know so much about any other thing other than development. So I'm just going to focus on the development part of this. And that sometimes is the most important thing, because it doesn't matter if the business logic is right. It doesn't matter if everybody did their own work. If the product doesn't get out of development, it's a waste of time. Okay? It's a waste of time. And now, you might be worrying, why is development so important? To us, I don't know about every other person, but to us, where I work, development is very, very critical to our operation. The first thing is that we are in a sensitive industry. We are fintech. We are handling people's money, for God's sake. You need to be very careful. We are a highly regulated industry. You can sleep and wake up the following day, Central Bank of Nigeria has done something that can literally wipe out your entire business logic. So you cannot waste time. Every opportunity to build something, you have to build it fast and ship it fast, so that before the policy comes out, you already make your money and you move on to something. So you can pivot to something else as quickly as possible. And also, partnership fee is very expensive. You know, you make payments, you send dollar all across, you receive dollar. Some of these partners, they will collect an integration fee, and they will also place you on a monthly fee that you have to pay. And it doesn't start when you launch. It starts from the point they give you access to their API. So you keep paying. The next thing is, there is a way, there's always a new partnership, you know, because, you know, it's a very fluid place, and you know, you have a partner in US, the policy changed, and they say, oh, sorry, boy, we can't support you anymore. And you need to look for another partner. So where I work, we are always onboarding a new partner. In fact, today I was here and I was in another meeting because we are trying to get a new partner that's going to be helping us with our foreign currencies. Okay? It's always like that. It never ends. It's a cycle. So you need to build your software in a way that it is not tied to one provider. You can't build your software tied to a provider. You need to be able to iterate. I remember there was a use case for, I think, a piggy vest some years ago. There was, maybe they made a law, and most of them lost their integration, and within 24 hours, they were up again. Okay? And that's why, so we need to be able to jump on a new partner as we're leaving one partner. And every bug is expensive. Trust me, it's expensive. You cannot double debit someone ₦1 million and you think they're going to be smiling at you. It's not easy. You will be under a lot of pressure. You know, when you are in software and you say, can you work under pressure? You don't understand the question, because I've literally been threatened by a customer. I said, Elijah, I want my money now. I'm going to arrest you. So, you know, and that's the reality. And another thing, because we are handling money, it's a value. It's a legal tender. So security is not an option, it's a requirement. You can't, Simi said it. The first thing you do is the security. You got to handle it. If you don't handle the security, trust me, just forget about your business. And we are always dragging customers' issues. You know, the customer will come, oh, I want to increase my limit, I want to reduce my limit. Oh, I can't log into my account, I need you to do the, oh, I was sending this, something pretty, and they are always coming. So, and that is why development in our case is very important. It needs to be fast, it needs to be lean, okay? We need to be able to communicate. You know, I can't have a large team a large team that we want to be. We're just starting up, and I have to communicate to this. So you have to build this, and you have to come back and monitor this. So I need to be able to say, this is what we need to do, and I know who is doing it, and I know he's reporting back to me as soon as possible. So this is our story. The initial attempt to build the MVP, that was before I came on board, actually, it failed. After about a year of spending money, it never, was stuck in development. And when I came on board, I knew about sales, so I decided to use sales, and guess what? It's sales. Don't leave me! Don't leave me! So don't leave me. So stay with me, bro. So, within 5 months, we're able to get our product to the market, despite multiple partners, bailing on us during development. And our reality as it is today is that this year alone, we're a very small startup, okay? We have processed over $65 million in volume. Thank you. And guess how much we spent? Guess how much we spent? We are spending every month on third-party services and maybe $60. Wow. Yeah. If you ask me, it's less than that. If you come to me, I will show you the receipt. I'll show you the receipt. Okay, I'll show you the receipt. We spend $60 on SMS, on what we pay the users onboarding. Every time you join a startup or you join a mobile app and you are receiving SMS, they are paying. Okay, you receive email, transactional email, you are paying the services. Okay, so bringing everything together every month, we spend around $60. So, okay, so you need to take this very serious, actually. So I'm about to show you a meme, so just brace yourself. So it's scale issue. You see, if Simi was here, he will understand. And at the end, enterprise company, you have platoon of software developers that they are well paid, making decisions, doing everything, but startup, you get the gist. So, and this is my team. I'm the full stack engineer. I have a mobile and front-end engineer and a back-end engineer, and that's all. Wow. And that's all. Amazing, right? That's all. And all of this, it's made possible because we're using sales on the back end. And I can tell you for a fact. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so how is sales helping us to achieve this? There are features within sales that actually it's not just a framework to us, it's like a CTO as a service, because the entire engineering decisions has been made on our behalf. It's like that person that has gone ahead of you knows how road can be, how things will be, and just build something and say, you know what, when you are at that bus stop, this is what you need to do, and you'll be fine. Waterline. When we started, we don't have to worry about our database. We didn't even have database because we just wanted to build something. We didn't have database. We had sales disk, and you don't need to do anything. It comes pre-installed as the adapter that you're using, and is the default. And we were building the engineers, and guess what? The first engineer that worked with me was a node engineer, and he knew nothing about sales, but within a week or two, he was already writing sales. So the waterline is our ORM. We are able to connect with different database. At the development, we didn't have to worry about the engineering decision about what database are we using and all those yada 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 and all of that. So we skipped all of that. The next functionalities within sales that we really depends on a lot. I mentioned earlier that we need to be able to move on from a partner to another, right? That means you need to be able to build something that you can swap easily. And that's what Sales Helper is. It's a true helper. With Sales Helper, we are able to reuse code. We're able to, so we can literally just put the logic that involves that particular organization or that third party in an helper. And I can decide what kind of data it returns. So if I want ABC, return ABC. So when I'm creating a new helper, it's still returning ABC. So the entire logic is locked within helpers, and I can swap them out as I like. Another one that is Sales Hook. Sales Hook initially, you know, when you're building software, when you're building fintech, yeah, when you're building fintech, you log everything. Trust me. And Sales Hook was that thing that we just hand to the, we were just able to add it to the beginning of our code just before the request hits the server. And we're able to collect the information the user is sending to our server. And when the user is sending back the information, we're able to put the information, the response they are taking back, and I can still, and still, because Waterline is model-based data store, you can literally tell the data, the model you are writing, user model, I want you to use database A. Model B, I want you to use database C. So I'm able to connect with multiple instances of managed databases outside, and I can say, okay, this is the database for telemetry, and whenever the request comes in and goes out, send the data to that database. Don't mind you, we still have other services that we're using to store data, log data. And another thing is Sales Console. I told you earlier that we are always handling user issues. And they keep coming, they never stop. We don't pray they stop. We are not praying that they stop because we are valuable to them. We don't at the moment have a dashboard. We are building one, but the front end is still the issue. We're building one, but with Sales Console, I can just SSH into my server, run Sales Console -- don't lift, and I have access to entire model within my application, the state, the environment. I can literally just say, what's the issue you have? Where is the information stored? I make a query to that database. I get what I want. I pull it, and oh, you want to increase your you want to increase your limit? You want to increase your limit? I'll just log on to my Sales Console. I do it for you. You want to reduce your limit? You want to ban your account? You want to reduce your account? You want to do anything? That's what we do. And another one is Sales Script. You know, there comes the time that the issues that customers report over and over, we just want to automate them. And that's where Sales Script comes in. And guess what? It's just a helper that is just standing, and you can repeatedly call. So you can literally turn a helper to a script and turn a script to a helper. It's that easy. And policy. Policies are what you do with access control. That's how we are able to secure our app. With a single line of code, I can instruct sales that I don't want you to grant access to any request, not even now, even in the future. Don't grant access to them, except I give the explicit access. And I can attach multiple policies to this. I can say, okay, test if this person have this header, test this, and I can literally swap them around, and we move on with them. There are other extra features within sales. The fact that sales chose convention over configuration, it's a big lifesaver for us. And guess what? We don't have to learn a new language to do it. Pojo, pure object, JavaScript object. Okay, we just line up our configuration as a JavaScript or a key pairs, and just go, and we can put it in different folders, and automatically it works. I know. And another thing is transactional emails. Sales came with this template engine handlebar that I didn't have to bring it in. I just put the data it needs, I design the template, give it to, and it does the magic and the mails are sent. And all of this is just within sales. And soft delete. You know, you are dealing with fintech. You can't just delete anything, even if there is a reason for you to delete. And trust me, it's not easy to implement soft delete. But Sales came installed with soft delete. And I can tell you we've been running for about over a year or two, going to we're in our third year. We have only brought in 3 packages. 1, Axios. 2, JWT token. And 3, our third-party providers that we're using. What goes into choosing a package is more than just finding the one that works. You need to know who is building that package. But with sales, I know that every package, every dependency is there, they are spot on. And I can upgrade, downgrade, and nothing is breaking. In summary, a lot goes into building startup. Trust me, more than just development. And you don't want to waste all the effort that everyone at your startup or even as an India can go to waste because you are stuck with making decisions in your project. Sales is a scalable option if you are building on JavaScript, and I can give you that for a fact. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyone with questions?
You have questions?
Questions. Giveaway. Don't worry, I will speak with my CEO. Short.
They said I should ask a short question. I promise to keep it short, right? This right here is so sweet. And my friend there, my second of our 3JS group, was still saying sometime recently that myself and him should, like just try to build something with sales. I mean, TBJS, baby. But then this is sick. So I just want to ask you one question. Are you sure you're giving us a presentation or this is a testimony?
It's a testimony.
I mean, come on, this is sick, man. I really enjoyed this.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a compliment. Thank you. Water. Can I get water? Water is dry.
So yeah, he said like crazy presentation. It's crazy what you guys are doing at Studio.
Thank you.
And I think my biggest question now is, I'm sure it's the question that everybody here wants. Now you've processed over $60 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know so that you not give us a direct figure.
Okay.
Could you give us an idea of like for instance, the amount or the percentage that is charged on each transaction, so we can do the math ourselves. Then secondly,
I'm not giving out that information. Oh, another thing I didn't mention is Kudium is not.
I want to place myself underneath him so that I'll collect. So the second question.
Okay.
You mentioned regulatory fees and the way I know the environment, the business environment in Nigeria is especially the financial sector where they can just wake up today and make some kind of decision. So and you also mentioned that you only spent around $60.
Yeah. On a monthly basis, yeah.
So the external services like the financial providers, like could you give us like maybe a couple of them like and how they charge, like how they are charging is
that's okay. Is that okay? Is that a question? So there's no straight answer to you for that, okay? Because there are businesses as well. So it depends on the deals you bring to them. So if you come to them and say, and promise them heaven and earth, and you tell them, you show them your books and you know your strategy on how you want to make money, they will tell you how much they want to bill you and you can negotiate. So it's negotiable.
Wow, 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 wow,
Thank you.
wow. Thank you so much, Elijah. That was a very powerful session. Elijah, I don't believe that you've not done this before. That's impossible. This was too powerful to be the first time. You're not telling us something. You're not telling us something. It's a lie. I don't believe that. Please let's give a round of applause once more to Elijah, please. Thank you so much for